little bit about what's happened with the payments that you're owed from Collier County.
Well, the Clerk of Courts, they owe me approximately $200,000 for the last two and a half to 3 months. They've been holding my money.
Impact on you of this holdup of the payments that you're owed?
My company, I lost 6 of my guys. I'm behind on bills on my company and personal, and car payment, mortgage, and then I have alimony and I have child support I have to do. I have responsibility of that, and I'm behind on that. So there's an order out there that I could go to jail if I don't pay it, but the ex is trying to work with me.
Okay.
But it's really out of my hands, you know. I did the job for Collier County, and I deserve to get paid. And I gave everything I could give to them, you know, being fair with them, and all through the years, I always gave them more what they, what they paid, always. Just a little disappointed that you don't, it's not fair. You know, it's impacted my whole life. You know, I can't go nowhere. I can't do a lot of things now. You know, I have kids. I got a kid in college right now. I have another kid graduating, going to college. And I have my son, plays Gator football. So it's really just, it's impacting not just me, my kids too.
Right, right. And how about the people you had to let go? I guess that also impacted them.
They don't have a, they worked for me for a long time. They don't have a place. They couldn't pay their rent and mortgage because we had no work. I shut down, so I wasn't getting paid.
Right.
We're trying to do a little work here and there, but it's not like it before. We had a contract, and I was getting paid within 45 days, and it was clear I'll get paid. Did the job, and I got paid. And really, it's disappointing. You give back to the community your whole life, and then it's just taken away from you. It's really disturbing. I really didn't want to do this, because I live in the community, and I have to live here. And I really didn't want to, go to the next step, but pretty much my hands tied.
Okay.
And I have to do what I got to do. They said that they're doing an overview, and now, I guess yesterday, county commissioner meeting, they're doing an internal audit.
Okay,
something that I didn't know about. I was never notified that I was getting audited. Okay.
And so what kinds of questions did they ask you, and were you able to give them some information to?
They asked about one invoice the whole time. That's all they did, with one invoice that I was paid for. We did some, I guess they're bins, called bins, that holds the sand, the dirt. Has concrete slab, have concrete walls, and holds the dirt and sands. And they're complaining, they're complaining and saying that the price is not right on that. But I got an okay with Road and Bridge. I got a PO and a price. When I got done, I gave a bill. The same price was on the proposal. I turned it in, and it was okayed by Road and Bridge, approved to get paid. It went to, I guess it went to purchasing, and they forwarded to finance, not finance, but
finance.
Yeah, finance. And they paid me. I was paid. Everything was good. Now, after a couple months, they're saying that there's an issue with that one bill, one invoice.
Have you been paid anything since?
Nothing. I haven't been paid anything for like 2.5 to 3 months. Zero.
What do you think about that situation?
I think it was very unfair to that poor guy. And to me, I would think it's illegal. He signed a contract, we signed a contract, we established a price, he did the job for that contract price, and we all expected him to be paid, especially he and the people who work for him. And all of a sudden it's held up. And no forewarning, no questions, all of a sudden the poor guy doesn't get paid, and I just think that's so wrong.
And so why do you think this is happening? There have been other vendors who have complained in the past about not getting paid.
Yes, you mean like DeAngelis Diamond, for instance, who didn't get paid $1 million because they went out and measured something and they felt it measured differently than something else, and it was protected lands, and it was like a foot off or something like that, and so they didn't pay that poor guy. And oh, by the way, it all ended up, they were wrong. But that had to go through the courts and everything before we could get that poor man some money.
The clerk has now filed a lawsuit against the county manager and purchasing director regarding the purchasing policy. What do you think about that lawsuit?
You know, first of all, I think it's wrong to continue to sue on taxpayers' dollars for something that you should be able to sit down at a table and talk about. We've been under this same policy for 15 years. If he didn't like it, if he felt it should be changed, he should be sitting down and talking to us, not running off and paying an expensive lawyer to sue us in courts instead. And by the way, when he sues us, we have to come back and defend ourselves. It costs the taxpayer so much money. We can't just sit down and just talk about it.
And so those talks have been going on for a while, though. He's offered to go to the Attorney General, and there was a commission vote on Tuesday that decided to go ahead and hire attorneys for the county employees.
To defend them, right?
Mm-hmm. Why not go to the Attorney General?
Well, because they've been haggling over what the question is to present to the Attorney General. And the clerk's attorneys say they wanted to read one way. Our attorneys say they wanted to read another. The one side rejects the other and vice versa. And what I think is they're trying to phrase it so they can win. And so the only way to win that is go to court.
The county manager has conveyed that he feels pretty strongly about this, that he should have some power to pay below a certain threshold to negotiate these contracts. Do you think that's justified?
Oh, absolutely. We leave. The county commissioners leave in the summertime. We don't have a meeting after the second Tuesday in July all the way till the second Tuesday in September. What happens when you need supplies, parts, something breaks, something fails to work? How do you buy? How do you replace? What it is we've made policy. The county commissioners have made policy as far as our contracts go and payments go and so forth. And the clerk is saying he doesn't want that anymore. He wants to make the policy. It's the clerk's job is one thing. He controls all of the money that comes in. We don't even own a checkbook. He has all the money that comes in. We can't see it when it comes in. We don't know who's paid. We don't know who hasn't been paid. We have, he sees all the contracts. He decides whether he wants to accept them or not. He sends people out to measure things. Remember with the dirt at the Immokalee Airport? He went out and actually had people measure how much dirt he thought was there and how much it was worth, and he didn't want to pay the construction company who had bargained with the county originally. Instead of getting paid, they would just take the dirt that they had removed. Now he was sorting out and deciding how much that was worth. In the end, by the way, the guy won, but that was before it was held up. It's almost like his objective is to totally control everything that goes on in Collier County government.